What's up guys, Man on the Moon here with another video. So today I'm going to be doing another review of my silver mythics. I'm going to be doing the tough characters you can get from Ascension. Once again, I'm going to just go down the line. I'm going to start with Shane here. Oh man, his art over here on the left looks so badass. So, as we can see from all the blue, he's pretty tanky. Over here maxed out at level 5. I mean, it's 501 because of the mythic levels, but there again, I'm going to just assume that these stats are correct for level 500. I think they are. I'm not sure. But even if they aren't, it'll only be off by a little bit because he only has one lieutenant level into him. But it shows 11,202 attack, 11,896 defense, and 12,451 HP. Obviously, he's a tank there, and his allegiance is a member of the Brutes. I don't know if I've seen that one. For his adrenaline rush, we have Get Their Attention with a recharge rate of 66 AP. 2 enemies get taunt for 2 turns. This character gets 25% attack and 50% defense for 3 turns. So just a nice little buff everywhere on that one, and no damage at all, just a bit of control. For the signature move, we have Advantage State, initial cooldown 2, with a cooldown of 1. Attack 2 enemies for 170% damage. This character gets defense down block and 100% attack down resistance for 1 turn. So, attack up and defense down block. Not terrible, but I mean, it's going to play into his kit. The 170% damage isn't a lot. It's just going to be a bit more powerful than the basic attack damage, but it's just something extra. For the signature abilities, he has, for the first one, we have Strength, which is just 20% critical hit resistance that comes with him being a tank. And for his extra, we have Opportunist. Whenever a teammate or enemy dies, heal this character by 20% of their max HP. Which plays into his specialist skill nicely, which is Hold the Line. We all know how it works, but for every dead teammate, this specialist receives 25% defense and 25% attack in addition to any existing attack or defense increases, including prior activations of this skill. So every time a teammate dies, he's not only guaranteed the 25% attack and defense boost, he's also guaranteed a 20% heal. Which, I mean, just considering overall his kit, everything just kind of works together. I think it's a bit unfortunate the only damage he has on his kit is on his signature move, but with the cooldown at 1, he's going to be using that fairly often. So that's not terrible. Overall, I think he's going to be a solid tune for defense just until I think a lot of the silvers are going to just be a really good baseline. Like, get them maxed out, let them do their job until you have a gold mythic that does something similar that's just better. Because it's going to be a lot harder to max out a gold mythic than it is a silver. Like, you could have silvers maxed out within the first week if you're really grinding it out, as opposed to the only way you're going to have gold mythics maxed out day 1 is if they come from either the museum, like the collections, or if you get lucky. So, I think he'll be good for... I think he'll do his job on a defense team well until you find something better. Alright, next up we have Sadie. So as we can see here, lots of green. Medic roll. His allegiance is a member of Alexandria. And if we look at his stats over here, we're looking at maxed out 11,022 attack, 11,648 defense, and 11,981 HP. So fairly defensive there, on the defensive side at least. We move over to his Adrenaline Rush, and it's called 2 for 1, 66 AP cost. Deal 2 attacks of 250% damage, 500% total to 1 enemy. Heal this character and 2 teammates by 25% of their max HP for 2 turns. So, little bit of... Actually, it's a fair amount of damage, all things considered. His attack stat isn't great, but you could get that boosted fairly well with the right weapon. And since it's multi-hit, you can get weapon procs, which is nice, considering that'll play into his specialist skill nicely. And just this character, so it's three teammates total for 25% for 2 turns. So I mean, that's realistically more than a 200% heal over time. Oh no, for 2 turns it's only 150%, sorry. But still, that's a lot of heal, all things considered. Next up, the signature move, we have Inspiring Rally. Initial cooldown turn 2. Cooldown 3 turns, so fairly slow. 2 teammates recover from all negative statuses. I like it. Just a cleanse. They're again playing into the medic role. Nothing too special, but just it'll keep people up, keep people from being controlled or whatever the case. For his mythic abilities, we have Spirit, 10% of all healing performed by this character, also granted as bonus HP. Just a nice little boost to fit into, the healing he does give. And Carefree. When attacking while having a heal over time status, a 50 crit, which is awesome, seeing as he is a Guardian 2. I think he is going to be just amazing for defense teams. There again, as a baseline, especially considering he does not have an attached weapon. So you can just throw... I think a lot of people, including myself, are probably just going to throw Marcus's Thompson. I don't know about you guys, but I switched the attack on that Thompson to defense, and I got it up to 40% defense. And it's just, it's got the 1535 to play into his Guardian 2. It's got the elusive impair on defense. I mean, it's built for a defense team character that needs crit on top of everything else. So overall I think he is one of the better silver mythics that I've looked at so far, and I will definitely be powering this guy up real quick. Yeah. Plus, I mean, it's Sadiq. It's Sadiq. We didn't get one in the S-Class era, so I'm glad we just have one immediately in the Mythic era. Alright, and finally we have John. Oh man, he looks so sick there on the left. Oh man, like, you just don't want to mess with him. Like, he's the definition of don't mess with when it comes to zombie apocalypse standards. Like, hard pass. See this guy and turn away. His role is control, as you can tell with all the purple there. And his allegiance obviously makes sense. He's a member of the Saviors. Looking at his stats, maxed out at level 500, we're looking at 11,579 attack, 11,600 defense, and 11,272 HP. So again, it's very, very even there. So moving on to the Adrenaline Rush, we have Blitz and Baffle, 66 AP cost, deal 375% damage to 2 enemies. Those enemies get confused for 2 turns. So good fair bit of damage and a decent amount of control, all things considered. Nothing too extreme, but I think it'll do its job nicely. Signature move, we have Keep 'em Pinned with an initial cooldown of turn 3, a cooldown of 2, attack an enemy for 125% damage. That enemy gets impaired for 2 turns. So again, just a bit more. Actually, it's quite a bit less than the rush was as far as the damage goes. It's just a bit more than a basic attack, but again, you get a bit of control for a few turns. Not bad, and it's a different type of control, which I really like. Moving on to the Mythic Abilities, we have Precision, which obviously comes from him being a controller. Enemy resistances are 20% lower against this character, so just, you know, everything working together nicely. And Tenacity Expert. When performing the Tenacity Specialist skill, this character gets 100% defense for 1 turn. So, as we know, Tenacity, if this character's health is above 20% and they were to take a damage that would kill them, their health is reduced to 19% instead. We all know how it works, same as Dexterity as far as that last hit goes, where it's just, you gotta hit them, trigger the Tenacity, and then hit them again. Except now, when you hit them again, they're gonna be so super tanked out that, you know, you gotta hope that you're doing a good bit of damage, their defense down, or there's some damage over time. Like 100% defense boosts on top of other defense boosts, that's just massive. It might not be on top of others, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, but even just 100% on its own, that's a huge amount. Overall, I think everything plays into the kit together pretty well. Could have been a little better with something other than Tenacity, I think. Maybe if it was Indomitable or something like that, but overall, I think it's pretty good. There again, especially considering he just has the default weapon, so you know, it's just cheaper to get him to his maximum potential, because you can just slap whatever you have made for him on there. Overall, though, I like him. I think everything works pretty well together, and I think I don't know if I'll be like speed leveling him by any means, but I'll probably end up getting one maxed out eventually, just because what he does, I think he does well. Like, he's a controller. He's meant, and the fact that he has little bits of damage here and there, I think is just a nice cherry on top for attack or defense. That is all I have right now for this video, though, guys. That was the tough silver mythics that you'll be able to get from Ascension Day 1. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And remember, guys, it is a game, so try and have fun. This is going to be your friendly neighborhood man on the moon, signing off. Later, guys.